You know who it is, and you know what time it is. Time to piss off some feminists, trad cucks, and whoever don't want to know the truth. Oh well, let's get started. What is going on, gents? It's R.P.M. here, reporting from Mobile Command. Gotta give a shout out to Google Sucks for actually sending me the link to the CDC marriage and divorce statistics for 2000 to 2019. Oh, this is going to be good, gentlemen. This is good. Now, I want to briefly talk about another article that I found. Now, it doesn't have a date on it, which is actually a good thing because this is something that is in effect as we speak. The top reasons men don't want to get married. They want the kids, the house, and the intimacy that goes along with being married. But according to new research, a lot of young men just don't want the wife. Oh, yeah. Okay. If you want the kids, surrogacy or adoption. The house, of course, you buy that and put it in your name. Intimacy, you can either pay for it or you can get a doll. Just saying. Here's the scoop from MSN.com for a study called The State of Our Unions. Men between the ages of 25 and 33 were surveyed to find out whether they wanted to commit themselves to a serious relationship. And if not, why not? I think the age is a little bit young because that should be something across the board for all men of marrying age. Just saying. Most didn't. And here are the top reasons they gave for clinging to their single status. First, they want to own a house before they get a wife. Yeah, I think that's kind of BS because that's something that women actually push men for after marriage. Men want to be financially set before they married. And for a lot of guys, this means buying a house before an engagement ring, which is a good yet bad move. If they put the house in their name and they decide to get married, yeah, be prepared to lose that house. Next, the social pressures to marry just aren't there anymore. Today's young men don't face the same traditional pressures past generations did, from religion to pressure to have grandkids or needing a wife to look responsible to employers. That is a big one that is not talked about. Most men in the study said their parents are willing to help support them and even allow them to move back home until they're ready to marry. Hence, that's kind of where you get the whole, loser dwelling in your parents' basement shaming tactic from. Another reason young men are reluctant to commit. They fear marriage will require too many changes and compromises. A la Albert Einstein. Men marry women hoping that they won't change. Women marry men hoping that they will change. And both parties are disappointed. A lot of men savor their freedom to enjoy hobbies, late nights out with the boys, and even the freedom from extra financial burdens. They think marriage will cramp their style and gouge their bank account. Oh, gouge. That is the least of their worries when it comes to their bank accounts and marriage. Also, Men want to wait until they're older to have children. Women have to worry about their biological clocks. Men don't. A la Alec Baldwin, who just had another kid in his 60s. One last reason men don't want to marry. They want to avoid divorce and its financial risks. Men feel that their financial assets are better protected if they simply live with a woman rather than marry her. Yeah, no. A la the guy up in Canada who is paying alimony for a woman he never married. So, no cohabitation, gentlemen. They fear an ex-wife will want to take all their money if they end up getting divorced. It's not that she wants to, it's that the fact that she will with the help of the state. Despite all those reasons, men want to stay single. Statistics show that 90% of all people will get married at some point in their lives. And that, gentlemen, is a BS statistic. Now, that was a comment that was so good that thoroughly fleshes out this entire article that I have to share it with you. And ladies, if you are listening, all the reasons that you want to come up with that men don't want to get married and place it in our laps, no. Now, let me read this comment. The inequity of our courts is probably the number one reason why men don't want marriage, or in some cases, even dating anymore. Women don't bring enough to the table to offset the risks. 80% of divorce cases are filed by the woman, and half of all married couples will end up divorced sooner or later. Why would a man want to even speak to a woman under these conditions? Even a stable sexual relationship isn't enough. There are plenty of professional girls out there who they can go to, or women willing to give them a one-night stand, or they can just learn to live without it. So why would they commit to a relationship with a woman who could destroy them financially or possibly even land them in prison? The point above about men wanting to wait for children is patently false. Men want children, but they don't want to be the only man at their son or daughter's high school graduation collecting Social Security. They want them when they are younger. It is the women who are waiting longer because they choose college and a career over marriage and starting a family. By the time they get established to where they feel comfortable enough to get married and a long time ago and are settled with someone, or else they are having a bunch of bad experiences or two and aren't interested with women anymore. So you get a bunch of 35 to 45-year-old career women looking to get married, and the men are either unavailable or want nothing to do with them. They have learned to be happy on their own and are now devoted to looking out for number one. Marriage couldn't be further from their minds. An older man will also be in his prime earning years, so he will not have the time or energy for children. He will be making as much money as he can, before he gets too old to work, and spending it however he pleases without a woman and children around putting demands on his time and money. He can indulge his interest and buy all the toys he wants, or hang out with his friends whenever he wants to, with no cares and no responsibilities. What does a woman actually have that makes him want to give up all that freedom? Here. So, ladies, as much as you hate this fact, it is we men who control the relationship gambit. We control the relationship market. You control the sexual market. Okay, you have that. You control which men are allowed to enter your body. However, we men control your title as a woman. Oh, yeah. See, we determine which level you're going to be, whether you be a side piece, casual and occasional, a lady friend, an actual girlfriend, a fiance, and eventually married. We control those titles. You may hate that, but that's just reality. It is what it is. Now, let's get into the CDC statistics. Oh, yes. See, on one side, you have the number of marriages from 2000 to 2019. And as you can see, it has been in steady decline. Now, on the other side, you have divorces and annulments, which ironically also has been on a steady decline. Now, here's where people will try to trick you and say, well, the divorce rate is going down, to try to get you to say, oh, you know what? Maybe I won't be a statistic. Maybe my marriage will actually work. Don't fall for that trap, gentlemen. Just because the divorce rate has been steadily going down, you have to look at how much the marriage rate has been going down. Now, let's look at something that is sticking out to me like a sore thumb. The data exclusions. Ironically, every single year, the data for California is excluded. Now, why is that? Honestly, I think if that data was included, the percentages would have been 1, possibly 2 points higher. As we all know, California is the absolute worst state to get a divorce in. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And Coach Greg Adams has actually had the snippet of when the divorce lawyer said that the average litigated divorce in California is going to cost you $100,000. Yeah. So put this together, and you see why the data has been excluded for California. And that's every single year. Every year. But all in all, you look at the charts, you can have this to say, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to get married. I myself am under no illusions. One day, I will be another statistic. However, by playing the long game, I'm lessening the damage that's going to be dealt. It's going to cost. However, playing the long game is going to mitigate that damage, which is why women always hit men with divorce from a complete blind side. The guy has no idea that it's coming. No idea. But gentlemen, if you still want to get married, God knows why. At least get all the information. Talk to some divorce lawyers. Spend that money to protect yourself in the end. Because once again, I got to refer to Coach Greg Adams. It's the end of the marriage that you have to be waiting for, that you have to be prepared for. Because believe you me, she's going into that marriage with a pre-divorce plan already on the back burner. All she's going to require is the proper time to execute it. So you should go in with a pre-divorce mentality as well. Get your prenups, make them ironclad, and if she doesn't want to sign, walk away. Just saying. But I think I've spoken enough on this one. So yeah, check out the CDC marriage and divorce, decline, and use it. Say, yeah, okay, I got this information right here about marriage and divorce declining. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. And with that being said, ladies, the power will eventually go out. Feminism, and as we see, marriage will definitely go out right along with it. As more men have access to the needed information for them to make better decisions. And as long as you women keep putting out things about how marriage is men's fault, men are going to say, you know what? Nah, I'm not coming to the plantation. I'm out of here. That's all I got to say for this one. RPM, I am